evening. Welcome to Guitars and Music. We talk about guitars. We talk about classic music, especially classic rock, but other kinds of music too. We review gear sometimes, which we're kind of doing tonight, and we also play guitar. I play guitar, and sometimes we mix those up a little bit. They're all related, obviously. I hope you'll consider subscribing. Hey, today I got a nice new little amp I wanted to review. Some of you might know I'm always interested in small tube amps. Nothing major, nothing that's going to break the bank, nothing that you're going to play Carnegie Hall with, but just something kind of small that's around the house, but with a tube quality sound. And I bought this Bugera V5. Some of you know I have the Supro Blues King 10. I reviewed that earlier on the site, and it's got, for me, quite a few views. But now I'm going to review this Bugera V5, and at the end I'll give my conclusion. It's a nice little amp, and it's a tube amp. And you get that tube sound that you just can't get quite anywhere else. There's the amp. You can see my hand. It's pretty small, and it's very simple. It's got a gain, tone, volume, and reverb, and an on-off switch. There's no standby, so it's kind of bare bones, but you know what? I tried it, and it sounds great. Sounds great. It's a very nice little amp. Let me play you some stuff on it. Listen to these ringing tones. Listen to these ringing tones. Just no fuzz or anything. Let me play a few little clips here with this backing track. The Guitars and Music Studio is very high tech. I play YouTube backing track videos over my TV set, and I play my amp play through my amp, and then I record them on my cell phone. So in a way, that's pretty honest. You're getting what the room sounds like according to this cell phone, and they're playing through my TV. And they're played loud. Relative to the room, they're loud. So they're loud for this amp. They're loud for this relatively small room. So I'm going to play a couple with a little bit of fuzz on it with my Keeley Dark Side, but mostly clean. Here's just some raw guitar, just playing straight. In conclusion, I really like the Bugera V5. The Supro Blues King 10 is a comparable amp, and it's about $400. This one's $235, which is just ridiculous. It's not a lot of money. I mean, I know, that's not a lot of money for a tube amp. There's one by a company called Microtel that's like $200, and several years ago people were raving about how cheap it was. This one's not much more, so it's a very inexpensive little tube amp, but it's bona fide tubes. It's not kind of fake tubes, and like I said several times and elsewhere on this channel, there's a certain sound you're going to get with tubes that you can't get anywhere. You'll notice it when you play alone. You get that kind of warm, chimey sound. I also notice it sometimes when I play in this kind of cello area of the neck. A good tube amp will kind of give you that creamy sound that's kind of hard to get, especially in the low and mid area on a solid state amp. A lot of solid state amps, they sound pretty good with these unwound strings up in this familiar area that we all, it's one of our favorite areas to play on the guitar. But a good tube amp really opens up the neck of the guitar for you, I've always thought, because you can play in different areas. In conclusion, I think the Supro Blues King 10 sounds a little better. That's not to say this one sounds bad, but I think I get a creamier, sweeter, more violin-like sound out of that Supro amp. But on the other hand, it's a little less than twice as much. So I think this one held its own pretty good. And if you're looking for a $200 amp, it's a no-brainer. I mean, for $200, you can't really go wrong, I think. Like I said, I think the Supro I have, which is that's only $400, but still, it's more. Sounds a little better, and you can see me playing it all over this channel. I love that little Supro. Maybe I'll do a versus video with some side-by-side comparisons in the next week or so. But I think for the money, this holds its own. It's a good little amp. If you've got $200 in your pocket and you walk into a music store and there's one sitting there, I'd buy it. It's a no-brainer. A no-brainer. Highly recommend. And I bought it at Guitar Center, and I bought the Pro coverage just because it wasn't that expensive, and you just never know with tubes. No matter, especially a less expensive tube amp. It's not that the amp's cheap or anything, but stuff will go wrong on a tube amp, especially if you're playing it a lot. Now, if you never play it, then maybe it'll last for years, but then maybe not. It's good for amps to be played, but if you're playing it a lot, there's a wear and tear factor on those tubes that just, all that heat and power going through them. But there's nothing like a tube. For $235, it's a no-brainer. You might even be able to get cheaper than that if you look around. It's a good little amp. Thank you. God bless you. Please consider subscribing.